This is Hania, PhD in management, specialized in strategy and organization, with more than a decade of experience in strategy and policy consulting, working with government officials and senior executives. This is a series in which I'm going to read each section of Spark with you and then talk about how you can use those stories and reflect on your daily life. Let's start with the first story. It is called Jot Down. Best management book you will ever read. One of our executives once held up a blank notebook and said, "This is the best management book I've ever read." This is being said by Henry Mintzberg. Strange, right? A blank notebook. But in our leadership program at McGill University, that empty book labeled only with the manager's name becomes something much more. We call it the Insight Book, and it's where the real learning begins. Each morning starts with quiet writing. No prompts, no pressure. Just 10 minutes for managers to reflect on their thoughts, reactions, or anything is still echoing from the day before. Then small groups gather around tables and share their insights. No lectures, just honest peer-to-peer learning. Finally, the whole room comes together to surface the best ideas. An open forum that often runs past its scheduled time. What emerges is more than insight, it's ownership, it's clarity, it's personal growth, written in your own handwriting. So maybe the best management book isn't written by someone else. Maybe it's written by you. This story is being inspired by the book Managing by Henry Mintzberg. This is about how important it is for the managers to take a couple of minutes at the beginning of each day to write down their own experiences and reflect on them. 90% of managerial learning actually happen by reflection of your own experience. 70% based on your own personal experience and reflection, and 20% based on learning from your peers. Question of the week. This week, look closely at your own experiences. What would you write if your growth depended on your own works? So keep the question in mind when you are in this section. We call it weekly stories, but this is just a section. You can take as long as you need or as short of a time as you feel necessary on each section. So you can spend a week, we recommend a week, but also a month on this section. Take it based on your own schedule and your own pace. The first page after the question of the week is always the top 3 priorities of the week and weekly overview. We can call it top 3 priorities of this section, or we can keep it weekly, depending on how you are planning to use this. Studies showed, actually, I know, priorities changes. You are a manager, so managers live in a chaos. New priorities come to you left and right every day. But it is important to keep focus on 2-3 things that you know you should do on that specific week. So write it down and then write down the activities that you think you would like to do to achieve those 3 priorities. Doesn't matter what day of the week you are going to do it, just write down what you are planning. You can keep your planner next to you. You can use the space that is in this planner to also write down whatever comes up in your meetings, in your daily activities that is related to your work and also especially related to the question of the week. If you as a manager want to reflect on something and learn from that, what that would be in that specific day, in that specific time period that you are using this section. So every week, every day, or within any period of time that you are comfortable with, just write it down. Use your planner. There are many mechanisms that you can use to encourage you, like having a coffee break with your peer manager, or your best friend, or at home with your partner, to just reflect on that question and write down. That will encourage you to keep continuing writing. Also, don't forget, at the end of this section, you have a weekly reflection. Based on the studies, these 5 leadership actions, which I'm going to read for you, are the predictable of managerial success. Strangely simple, but very, very important. What was the key performance indicators of that week? You defined it at the beginning, top 3 priorities. Did you do it? How did you do it? Why you didn't achieve it? Whether you held a one-on-one meeting with one of your team members. This is very important because it is not only about you, as we said, it's very important to learn from your colleagues and your team members. Reviewed meeting outcomes and notes. You are a manager, you are so busy. Go from one meeting to another meeting and do not have time even to follow up those meetings or reflect on what is happening. But this is also one of the most important predictors of your success and your growth. Did you visit your short-term goals and did you visit your long-term? So these are very important because each week, based on what has happened, as we know, goals are changing. And it's very important to review and reflect why you achieved them or didn't achieve them and what adjustments you need to take. You may also realize that you want to create new habits based on that section that we just did during that week or the time period that you have chosen. You can write down your habits. So for example, at some point, I decided it will really help me if I do 15 minutes jogging in the morning before I start my day. I hated jogging, but I started to do it because I felt it is necessary. You are a manager, you are very driven, and you can create so many new habits. One of them can be taking 10 minutes to reflect what you have learned this week, what you have learned from your meetings using this planner. And the last section of this whole section is the answer to the question of the week or question of the section. What did you learn from this question? If you want to write down one takeaway from this, what that will. This is the end of section 1. I will see you in section 2.